Hello class. Today you are going to work on common writing problems, and I want you to make sure that you finish both sides if possible before the end of the period. Also, please make sure that your behavior for the sub is appropriate and that you are doing what I ask you to do. You know how you behave when I'm with you. That's how you should behave when I have a sub. In fact, you should behave better. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
So I want to go over with you briefly what your instructions are for today so that you don't misunderstand what's going to happen. We're working with common writing problems, periods 1, 3, 4, and 5. Period 2, you have a different one, but it's also the same topic. On the first side of the handout is identifying phrases and clauses. Now it's important to remember the difference between a phrase and a clause. Earlier this week we learned that a clause includes both a noun and a verb. Some clauses form sentences, such as independent clauses, some do not. And a phrase is a group of words that is missing either a subject or a verb. If you look at number 1, the red-haired girl in the photograph was your Aunt Clara. Well, number 1 has in the photograph underlined. And so that is either a clause or a phrase. If you think way back to when we were talking about prepositional phrases last week, you remember that a prepositional phrase begins with a preposition and ends with a noun. Well, in is a preposition. Remember that a squirrel can sit in a hollow log. And if it's a prepositional phrase, it needs to point to a noun. Well, in this case, it's pointing to the noun photograph. So in the photograph is a prepositional phrase. And the instructions say to put a P on the line if it's a phrase, a C if it's a clause. So we know that number 1 is a phrase, and you would do that with all of the rest of them. On the back side, you have identifying sentence structure. We need to remember what a simple sentence is, what a compound sentence is, what a complex sentence is, and a compound complex. So look at number 1. Everyone likes food, but not everyone enjoys the same particular foods. Look at this sentence and try to decide if it's a compound sentence, simple, complex, what is it? I'll give you a big hint. If you look at the sentence and it has this right here, this conjunction, but, and a comma, remember the fanboys. Fanboys, for and nor, but or yet and so. Those always point to compound sentences. So number 1 is a compound sentence. You would write C for compound. You're going to do that for all of the sentences on this side as well.